Hello, strong people. Week 6, day 4 of Olympic City Pro-Am Prep. Today we are finally going to be able to do a full event session down at 580 Barbell. It's been like 3 weeks, and that's definitely not ideal. I'm not used to going every other week, and that's turned out well in the past for moving events. But these are considerably heavier than any other moving events I've done before. Well, the Farmers is okay. You know, $350 a hand is, I've done it, it's doable for sure. But the yoke, that's a different story. Generally speaking, I've done well at yoke, but with it being 1,000 pounds, it's quite a jump up from what I've done before. 150 pounds more than I've ever done. And honestly, I'm looking forward to trying it. I know I don't have 1,000 pounds programmed anytime soon, to my knowledge. I don't even know what I have programmed today. I know it's some, like a max weight in so many seconds as usual. But I had to switch my stuff around because I messed up the dates with my coach. I think I told him this week I would be at the shed, and last week I'd be at 580. And I had my dates mixed up. I had the weekends switched. So what he programmed me last weekend is what I'm going to do today. Because he programmed me specifically for being in the shed what would have been this weekend, but it was actually last weekend if you follow me there. Either way, I had to flip my event days between last week and today. So I think I have a general idea of what it's going to be, but we'll find out more when we get down there. What else? Oh, I still have not quite emotionally recovered from Chipotle forgetting to give me my bowl when my wife picked it up the other day. It's day 3 now, and it's just utter turmoil. So it's going to take me a while to boost my mental well-being after that horrifying incident. We'll recover eventually, though. You got to bounce back from tough times like that. And I don't know. Another thing that I'd like to talk about: eating meal preps like a week after you cook them. I've been doing that forever, a few years now at least. And in case you're unaware, chicken on like day 6 is pretty bad. So it's like eating a rubber band, which I don't know if you've ever eaten a rubber band, but generally speaking, they're not very tasty. So I would recommend against eating rubber bands, and I would also recommend against eating 6-day-old chicken. However, you got to do what you got to do. So I ate it, most of it. I get like 3/4 of the way down, probably a little bit over that, and then the chicken just it cools down a little bit, and it just becomes almost inedible. And it's just like, you can't look at the food while you're eating it. You just got to put it in your mouth and like chew and swallow, and like wash it down with some water, because it's just, chicken on day 6 is unbearable almost. So it's very unbearable when you get close to competition. I don't know what it is, but like 2 weeks out from the show, a week out, I'm just like, oh my God, I would rather eat my own foot off than eat this chicken right now. Beef to me is the way to go. Beef stays pretty good for 6 days or so in a container like that. The rice is fine. People always complain about like dry rice or whatever, and I just keep the lid on my container when I'm microwaving. It re-steams it. I've never had an issue with that. Of course, you got to like stir it up every now and then just to make sure that it's steaming right and cooking evenly, because sometimes the middle does stay a little bit cold and you have like a chunk of rice. But that's not a big deal to me. What else are we doing today? We have a 3-rep max front squat. That'd be cool. I'd like to get into the 500s on that. We'll see, though. And SSB front squats, are they really front squats? I don't know. They feel like a front squat to me. But I know that because you're using an SSB, it's putting the weight a little bit behind you, more so than where it would be if you were using like a regular barbell in front squatting. So, I don't know. It's probably good enough. I could be wrong about that. I'm definitely not an expert on that, but I mean, people use the, you know, a backwards facing SSB for a reason. So, I don't know. I'm going to keep using it that way. The other way hurts, and I don't have the mobility for it. So I'd rather maximize the weight and worry less about just keeping the bar on my shoulders and keeping it in proper position like I'd have to if I was using a straight bar. I don't want to do that. I've done it plenty before, but it's just not fun. Not a fun exercise. And then I think I have pin swings again. Oh, and another thing, I don't think I'm originally, because my days got switched around, I told my coach wrong. I didn't have stones scheduled for today, I believe, originally. But because I'm doing last week's stuff, kind of mixed in with this week, I am, in fact, going to do some stones. So, hopefully that goes well. My shoulders are feeling a little bit tight, just locked up in a way. My right one specifically. So I don't know what's going on there. I don't know if that was bowling related or if I slept on it wrong. Because it was kind of like that before pressing the other day. And I don't know. We'll get it sorted out though. Maybe go to the chiropractor if need be. Something I should have known before. For these longer event day sessions, they're usually longer. I started bringing snacks like halfway through the workout, just because you're expending a lot of energy. And essentially, I'm running like 4 events. 4 events? Well, 3 events. And I mean, that's 3/4 of a show. Usually at a show, when you do 3 events, you know, you're snacking in between, getting drinks, whatever else. And I feel like I need to treat event days as the same way as a show, because you're essentially doing more work on a training day than you would on a show day. Like show days, you don't always warm up completely the best you can. You just got to make do with what you got. And then you just kind of go for it. Well, training, you warm up typically, you know, like I'll squat first, and then you'll do pin swings, and then you'll do yoke, then you'll do farmers, then you'll do stones. So you're kind of pre-exhausting yourself before you get to like the nitty-gritty stuff, the actual events. So to me, it makes perfect sense to bring some extra carbs with you. I don't even know what some of those things are called. Those ones are like a fancy, healthy Pop-Tart mini thing. They're definitely not by Pop-Tart. I don't know what they are. And then I forgot I had a couple Quest bars in the cabinet. I'm pretty sure they're like really low carb though, which is not what I want if I'm trying to, you know, replenish my carbs during a workout. But it's a lot of rambling. I don't talk that often. I'm not a big talker, so my throat's actually a little bit sore from talking for the last 8 minutes or so. I think that makes me a bit of a weenie. Anyway, I need to clear out some more space so I can record some lifts today, hopefully more than what I usually get whenever I go down for a event day. Usually I'll record like 10 seconds of something, and that's like all you guys see. So we'll see if I can capture a little bit more. Anyway, I'm going to stop the recording so I can save some space on my phone, and I will see you guys after the workout. Peace. Go! Whoa. 28 seconds. Come on. All right, well, I'm actually recording this, right after I finish, so it's going to be fairly fresh in my mind. I still feel pretty good. My shoulder is definitely bothering me, I won't lie. And I didn't even do any shoulder movements today, so it's just general movement. Pretty much any inner squeezing, like a chest fly type of movement, anything where you're squeezing in like that, it's kind of bothering it. So stones kind of bothered it. But I'll just go in the order of exercises today. Squat 3 rep max was pretty good. Not the SSB was killing my shoulder. Getting under it and putting all that weight on my shoulders like that, it was not, there was some pain there for sure. Not ideal. I'll have to let my coach know. I got to get this something. I got to do something prior to Monday, because Monday is a big log press session. The biggest one I've ever had. In general, it's the biggest log press session I've ever had in terms of general, the weight I'm doing is by far heavier than what I've ever done before. And I'm aiming high. And the confidence is pretty low now just because of how the shoulder's feeling. Because it is painful. I don't even know what type of pain it is. It's not a shocking pain, it's just it hurts. When there's pressure. That was weird. There was a guy on a bike just absolutely yelling at traffic about something. No idea why. That was bizarre. He's flipping people off and stuff. That's interesting. Anyway. Gonna make sure this thing's on. Oh, well, it came off. I hope you can hear me. Well, that was kind of distracting. What were we talking about? Oh, 3 rep max on squats. I think I got up to 525. Pretty sure that's what was loaded. 5 plates on the Elite FTS SSB. It's 65-pound bar plus, so 495 plus 20. 515? Yeah. Someone said it was 525. Pretty sure it was 515, if I do my math right. Anyway, I'm not mad about that. For a front squat, I'll take that for sure. What else? Oh, I flip-flopped yoke and farmers just because that's what some of my buddies were doing. The same buddies who were competing with me at the Olympic City Pro-Am. Went a little bit off program there. I did what I had to, and then I did one extra 50-foot run at comp weight that felt pretty good. Definitely wasn't supposed to do that, but I don't know. It was a confidence builder just because the last 3 weeks without farmers, I don't know. Farmers is one of those things I like to get my hands on pretty frequently when I'm training, just because grip has not been great for me historically. I think it's been better in the last few competitions, but that doesn't mean I want to let up on it and go easy. I want to keep training it pretty hard. And then yoke was good. I was surprised. I'm not surprised, but I did 745 in 8 seconds or something. I was supposed to be a 7-second max, so I think I could have gone faster. I started to get a little wobbly. That yoke, the Titan yoke there, it's so beat up at this point from just so much use that it's so unstable. But the other yokes there don't have sliders on the bottom, and I really just don't want to destroy the turf if I have to dump it, or if I'm going, pretty quick and I got to set it down. I don't want to catch the turf or anything and just ruin it. That would ruin my mood. And probably Josh's mood too. Josh is the owner of the gym, in case you're wondering. I don't want to rip up his turf at all. But I'm happy with that. Obviously, we got to get way heavier for the actual competition, but my confidence is back up in my events after today. I was a little bit worried after taking a whole 3 weeks. I'd say off, but it wasn't off. But full-on event training, 3 weeks off, not ideal, but it felt good. And then on to stones. I hate stones being last. I get it why I train it last, because it's always the last event of the show. I still don't like it. Just one of those things. But I'm happy with how today went. I wish I was smart enough to tie my shirt up in the back so it wouldn't ruin my first set, because I just destroyed my shirt and it was getting stuck to me, so I was fighting against the shirt. And I sound like a weenie while I'm doing it, because I'm like, oh, the shirt's in the way, blah, 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 blah. I should have just done it. Like, why am I being lackadaisical? And that's unacceptable in that event. So, last set, I had my buddies, they volunteered to, I didn't even think about it. They're the ones who mentioned it. They mentioned, like, let's tie your shirt up. And it helped, for sure. My shorts were still they're covered in tacky now, but they were sticking to the stone a little bit, but that's fine. It is what it is. But getting my shirt out of the way, oh God, it helps so much. I was able to just bang out a few reps, pretty much no problem. If I can pick it, I'm pretty confident that I can, get it to the platform. Just got to be quick about it. I really want at least the 400 stone. I would love for that. Everybody coming to the show, I know there are going to be some good stone lifters, so I cannot afford to slack off. I've lost so many points. I've lost shows. I've lost invites to other competitions, all because of stones, and I'm just so sick of it. So 330 felt good. The next jump there is like a 370, I believe, 370, 380, and it's a 22-inch stone. For those of you that don't know, a 22-inch stone is massive. That's a big boy stone there. It's really tough to get your arms around that. I know there's some people out there that can do it no problem. I have very short arms and a big barrel chest. Those two things do not go well for a 22-inch stone. With that being said, if they're 22-inch stones at the show, you got to do it. We'll learn that day. So, for today, it definitely wasn't going to happen. I was happy with my 330 for sets and reps. I've contemplated with switching stones to first, just to completely train them the way that I should. Treat them as if it's a deadlift day or like an overhead press day. Because it's a terrible excuse. But, at the end of a 4-hour event session, it's just brutal. And that's how they are at the show. So, it is what it is. Do you want to get extra work in, make them first, make them a priority so you feel confident going into it, or do you want to train it the way it'll be in competition? It's a tough thing to say for me because I've never done it the other way. But I think most people would say, and this isn't everybody, I've heard it both ways, but I think most people would agree to train it last to mimic how it's going to be at the show. Because after 4 events of this weight, 3 heavy logs, a max deadlift, 1,000-pound yoke, and some pretty heavy farmers, you're not going to be fresh at all going into those stones. Nobody is. It's just... So, I don't know. Better wake up on game day, that's all I got to say. It is motivation to be like, in my head, I'm going into stones. I'm like, you've lost so many points doing this stupid event. Can you just do it this one time? That's kind of my mindset for that last set of stones today. I was like, you got to wake up. What are you doing? You're embarrassing yourself. And I'm not talking like embarrassing myself in front of others. I'm just saying, I'm embarrassing to myself. How are you thinking this way? Why are you acting this way for this event? Whether you like stones or not, they are in strongman, they're always going to be in strongman. And when they're there, you need to train them to their fullest extent. Especially when you're bad at it. This is just kind of a talk to myself. I'm just talking out loud about my thoughts about how I've gone about stones in the past. And I will no longer accept that. So next week, I think I have stones. I don't know for sure. But if I do, I'm coming in hot. I don't know. Got to have a different attitude going into it next week. So that's all. I'm going to go home, get showered, get some food as usual. And I don't know after that. Might end up back on the 580 podcast tonight. It was mentioned, but I don't know if it's happening for sure. So I have to wait in here. I'd love to. I had fun last time. So if they'll have me back, I'd be happy. If not, that's cool too. So until next time, go out, get strong, stay strong, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.